Hi everybody, all my followers. Welcome to video number 5 for this F series. Let me put this here. I have some time today to take you through this. This is going to be indeed video number 5 and last video, at least for the initial problem I've been showing you. Hello mate. At least for the problem I've been taking you through on this car, this is going to be indeed the last video because everything is repaired. I'm going to take you through. There is 2 faults with the car. I strongly believe those faults, they were here before the main problem, and I will explain you why. But I'll take you through those faults as well. And yeah, that's going to show you this. So the first thing I want to show you is that the car is, I have the key here. First thing I want to show you is that everything is working, and then I'll take you through the faults. So remote, as you're going to see, unlocks the car. Also, key in my pocket, okay. One hand is holding the phone, the other one is here, and you're going to see as well, comfort access and locking the car is working perfect. So everything is working, and now I'm going to take you through the inside of the car, and I'm going to show you everything. So let me flip the camera. So first of all, I want to show you that the car is all back together. As you can see, I've cleaned the carpets. The only thing I haven't cleaned is seats and stuff like that. It needs a good valeting. But before I put the seats, I've cleaned the carpets properly with some sort of that foam and with a brush. So I've cleaned everything. The car is clean as a whistle, at least the carpets. And I want to show you the boot is also, everything is in place, so everything is working. There it is, the old battery. So there is a new battery on the car, obviously. And the only reason why I have the matrices is obviously to show you the faults. And let's go to sit inside the car, close the door. And the first thing, and as you have probably seen from the thumbnail, is actually this. So I'm going to press the brake, press start, and look at that. Running perfect. Those faults, I will explain in a second why are they in there. I can't get rid of them. Well, I will explain in a minute, but car is running perfect, okay? There's only 2 modules with faults. Now, when I first put the new battery and I cranked the engine, it didn't start first time. I don't know for how long the car was not working. So the second time, excuse me, the second time it started straight away. And after that has been starting first time, every single time. The car has been finished on Monday. So Monday I was leaving nights at 7 o'clock in the morning. I came to here, it was about 9 o'clock, and I've been here all the way until 8 night time. And the car was finished pretty much. The only thing that was left, by the way, I want to show you obviously everything is working. As you can see, hazard lights, faults in there, you're going to see that I have lights, okay, so everything is working. What else? Hand brake is working, okay, gearbox is working, okay, as you can see, reverse, parking system is working. So iDrive system is also working, as you can see. So everything is working perfectly. Now, the faults that I still have with the car, yes, indeed, is restricted. Yes, it is. So the faults with the car is 2 faults. One is headlights. Okay. So there is a fault with one of the headlights. Okay. I don't know if it is now, but I think it is. I'm going to show you. Hold on a second. Let me see, because I think the fault is present all the time. Yes, it is. So as you can see, that light is on, the headlights, the side lights, those are off, okay? So, and the reason why that engine lights, whatever you want to call it, side lights, the reason why those in there are on and this one is off is because of the following. I'm going to show you here on the Maxi Cs. Is because of that. Okay, so there is a LIN bus communication fault between the footwell module or FRM module and the headlight. Okay, so that one is communicating and is turning on and off properly. This one is not. Excuse me. So the guy doesn't want me to look at it. Okay. Oh, no, I won't run it for too long. You don't need to worry. So yes, there is a LIN communication fault for the headlight. The guy told me not to touch. Now, one thing that I've noticed is the car is fitted with xenon headlights, but they are aftermarket kits. The car originally did not have xenon. I can see the wires getting to the side, into the headlight. I can see the ballasts at the back. So I had just a quick look, but the guy doesn't want me to do anything else with this, with that problem, so I'm not going to touch it. Problem number 2 is with this module here. So when I first started the car, when I first turned the ignition on, and if you go back on video number 4, you're going to see exactly that, is that this module never came on. And that was a little bit weird. So because nothing was yet put back in place, I took these off, and the first thing I've done was check for voltage. At this point I didn't have any diagrams. I was just looking for 12 volts somewhere, and interestingly enough I haven't found 12 volts anywhere. So I thought that was weird. So I went back to the junction box. Oh, by the way, that short wire that's been repaired, obviously. So I went back to the junction box to check the fuses. Although I was 100% sure all the fuses were good when I put the box in, because I checked them. But funny enough, the fuse to this was blown. So, okay, I thought, okay, fair enough. I double checked that the fuse for this was the correct rate, because although I checked before, but just double check, and it should be a 7.5 amps. So I pushed another 7.5 amps in there, and it blown straight away. So at this point I thought, okay, there is a short somewhere, and my first thought was, oh my god, if there's still a short somewhere that I missed. So I came here, pulled these out. There's 2 plugs at the back of this module. There's one here, which is a blue plug, and a black one over here. I unplugged both of them, put another 7.5 volt amps fuse, and the fuse stayed okay. So straight away that told me I don't have a short on the feed to the module. Then I plugged the blue plug. The module came back on exactly as it is. I plugged the other one, and the fuse blown. So once again I replaced the fuse, plugged this one in, and left this one. At this point I got my BMW computer with the ISTA-D or ISTA-D, whatever you pronounce it, got the diagrams out, and I noticed that there is 2 thick wires on this plug, pin 1 and 2 I believe. Being pin 1 I think is voltage, 12 volts output, and number 2 is the ground. And I measured those 2 wires, and they were dead short. Okay, those 2 wires, they are basically, the way this system works is there's 2 wires that feeds every single step motor of this HVAC system. There is 10 of them. So there is the ones that there is 2 here, for example, 1 for each side, for each vent. There's the ones that circulate between footwell and nap. There's 1 back there. There's 2 back there. Or there is 10 in total. Okay, and basically those 2 wires, they feed every single module, every single step motor or flap motor, if you want to call it. And then The way this Climatronic controls the motors is through a LIN bus. Now, Diagnose Dan, he did a very good video on LIN communications, so I'm not going to take you through. Well, later on when I edit the video, I'm going to find that video and I will leave in the description below the link for that video. He did a very good video explaining what a LIN communication is, so you're going to be able to understand a little bit better. But basically, a LIN communication is not something that you can get to with the scan tool. Older cars you could, new cars no. Basically, the LIN bus is a local communication network between the main module and the sub modules. So basically, this module here is going to be classed as the main module, and every single flap motor is going to be a sub module, and that communication happens only between this module and those step modules and those step motors. It usually is a one-wire communication, a quite simple thing. So each motor will have an address and blah blah. Anyway, watch this video and you'll understand a little bit better. But basically, when I check those two feeds, those two wires, the ground and the feed to these motors, I had a dead short. And I thought, I haven't touched nothing to do with that, because the plug here goes straight, it runs around here and then it goes that way and back there. So I thought, it's something that was here before. So what I've done is I've started to unplug the motors I could get to, although I was a little bit, you know, maybe a motor is burned or something like that. So I've unplugged one that I can get through here. I've unplugged one from there. I took that cover off for the speaker, which obviously there's no speaker, so I can access the motor. Unplug that one. I still have a dead short. Then I thought, let me have a look over there. So right there in the corner, you open the bonnet, there is a cover. You take that cover, and then there's a second cover. You take that one, and that gives you access to the recirculation flap. There's two flaps in there, 2 or 3. But the interesting thing was, guys, when I took that cover off, what happened was the following. Someone has been there before, and when they put the cover back on, they trapped the wires. That wouldn't be too bad. The problem was, they trapped the wires exactly where one of the screws goes through. So when they put the screw just shredded the insulation of the wires and shorted the wires. He shorted not just those two, but he shorted some other ones. So I've repaired that, put everything back on. The fuse doesn't blow anymore. I have 12 volts now on those two wires. I've checked in there, I have 12 volts in there. But we have these faults, and I'm going to show you. Guys, I will read all your comments later, and I will try to replay, or just leave until I finish this, and I will have all the time for you. So this is my faults. There's 10 faults, and as you can see, they are all permanent, and they are all that. It says not responding, not responding, not responding, not every single flap is not responding. Now, if it was only one, I would say, okay, it could be a bad motor. Now, we could still have a bad motor somewhere that is shorting the LIN bus wire and obviously shuts down the entire network. Now, to check that, my first step, it would be to right here at the back unplug this plug and measure the LIN bus with the scope and see if I had signal in there. If I had signal in there, then that means my module is good and it's going to be something else further. If I have no LIN signal here, then that means my module here is bad. Those wires in there, I didn't check the diagrams that further, and I'll explain why in a second. Those wires in there, when they were shorted with that screw, it shorted not just the voltage and the ground, but was other wires shorted. So my guess is one of the wires might be the LIN communication, and initially when that bolt went through, he shorted, for example, 12 volts with the LIN bus before he actually shorted the ground, and that might have damaged something on this module. Now, the guy initially wants me to have a look, then due to costs, it said not to have a look. Now he tells me that he might going to get the module and later on I will have a look at this. So if it happens that I'm gonna have a look at this, I obviously make a video for it and I will take you through. So basically at the moment, guys, everything works fine. The car heats up and everything, but the flaps are stuck to the footwells only and to the back there, so to the windscreen. So there's no air coming through here, and I can't make the air to come through anyway. So changing the flaps position, nothing happens. Okay, is the only thing. Everything else works, so speeds they work. So if I put like that, you're gonna hear. Okay, so that works fine. The fans, look, if I put maximum speed, I don't know if you can hear it. Let me stop the engine, just turn the ignition on. Okay, so if I do that, I don't know if you can hear. You see, everything works, guys, except anything to do with the recirculation flaps. They do not actuate. So for now, that's going to be a problem that the car is going to go with, and is the only two things wrong with the car is that headlight. Another thing that also comes here, as you're going to see when I turn off, so side lights, daytime fault, and HEM control. So that doesn't work as well on that headlight. So I believe is going to be something with the headlight, or I don't know, without checking, I don't know. But as you can see, guys, the car is working fine. And any other module here, as you're going to see, has no faults, as you can see. So we have the IHK2, so the Climatronic with the flap motors. We have the footwell module with the headlight, and everything else is passed with no faults. Okay, so the car has no other faults, and I'm really happy that the car is working. The guy is going to pick up the car very shortly. He's just waiting for my text, but obviously I had to share this with you guys first. And I think that's it. Let me go through your comments now. Let me flip the camera. Okay, let me go through your comments now. Let's go from the beginning. Okay, so first of all, everybody, big hello. So, hi Igor, how you doing? Cyprian, glad to see you again. Glad to see you here as well, guys. BMW resurrected. Yes, indeed it is. It's all working. Time for the payment as well. Yes, no worries. Car is off again. Thank you, Sane. Thank you for following all the videos. Yeah, thank you for being happy for me as well. So that's it, really. I don't know if anyone has any more wants to say something. I don't know. I think that's it, really, for me now. So yeah, so as I said, I took you through the two issues. If they ever come to me to be done, I will take you through. Nice job fixing the harness. Oh, actually, let me share something with you guys. I don't know how many of you later on are going to get to this stage of the video, but the other day I went to the Royal Mail, which is, well, I need to pass BMW to go to the Royal Mail. And as I was driving back home, I just thought, hang on a minute, let me pop in there. So I went to BMW, and I kind of know the guy at the counter. I took the number plate with me. I had it on the phone. There's a picture on my phone for the number plate. I went in there, I gave him the number plate, and I said to the guy, look, can you give me the price for this harness? Because I remember video number 4, someone said 150 quid or something like that, or 300, I think was, what was his name? I think it was Keith. I said 300 euros for the loom. So I've asked the guy the price for the loom, and it's understandable that this car would be scrapped. If this would go to BMW, this car would most likely be scrapped. Guys, you can't imagine the price of the loom. If anyone wants to have a guess, you can't imagine the price of the loom. No sound? Oh, come on, guys, please. I'm inside this building. Can you hear me now? Anyone? Okay, so sound again. Okay, sound is perfect. Okay, so anyone wants to have a guess at how much was the loom for this car? Javier, no, too low. Andreas, too high. But just one thing that I want to tell you as well. I would never attempt to change this loom. Even if I had a loom for this. Because this loom, guys, is a complete loom that runs the entire car. It comes from the engine bay, 2600, very close. The loom runs all the way, the loom you've seen underneath here, it runs all the way back on the right hand side of the car. It runs all the way back on the left hand side, and it goes on both sides to the engine bay. To change this loom, I would have to strip the entire car. And parts of the engine in there, not the engine, the sides of the engine bay and stuff. It would be, forget about that. I would prefer to just cut the wires around the loom and just replace the bit. 3,500.11. That 0.11, tell you what, no, is a little bit too high as well. Okay, I'll tell you guys. The guy asked me for 3,150 pounds for the loom. And 3,150, and the loom would have to be made up. So the guy said would be somewhere between 4 to 5 weeks lean time before I get the harness. But yeah, three grand for the loom. So it's understandable that this car would be scrap, but we got it running without spending that sort of money. And yes, any more question, guys? But you were very close, Igor, very close, and you as well, Javier, very close. So any more questions? Yeah, you were close, yeah. Oh yes, probably, but I didn't even ask. That's actually a good question. Probably Igor is quite bang on, because I didn't even ask if the VAT was included. To be fair, as soon as he said 3 grand, I just, no chance. But thank you, Olivia, saying. 3,000 euros is 4,000. Sorry, 3,000 pounds is 4,000 euros. It's probably a bit less than that. And that's all. I think yes. I think I've replied all your comments here. I will reply anyone's later on when the video is obviously left in there. But that's it, guys. Right. Thank you very much, all of you that have been following these live streams videos. As I said, this is going to be the last one for this repair. If the guy then asked me to look at the climatronic and the headlight, I will make the normal videos for that. So we're in the UK, guys. I don't like to expose myself too much where I'm based, because this is a part-time for me. But I can tell you I'm in the Cambridge area. Sorry, Cambridge area. Okay, don't know how far you are from me, but that's roughly where I am. So and that's it. So as I was saying, thank you very much for all of you that followed every single video, and that's going to be it for today. My other job, I work. I'm on the... Yes, I am. The steering is on the wrong side. Okay. Yeah, my main job has nothing to do with cars or electrics. Nothing to do with this. Number one, thank you. Another thing that I would like to share as well is that as some of you guys said, actually some of you guys said you wouldn't take these videos at all. This video, sorry, you wouldn't take a job like this at all. I took it, and as I said on video number 4 for the challenge, guys, my thing was not prove myself, but prove that I could get this car running. It was a challenge. It's not so much for the money. It was indeed the challenge, and Eric, is Eric here from SMA? Oh yes, he is. So it was the challenge, and another thing that these things like this can help you guys. If you do this as a part-time, or even if not as a part-time, if you want to take a job like this, is the learning. You learn so much by doing jobs like this. You learn how the car is built. You learn so much from doing this stuff, and I've learned quite a lot on by doing this, and yeah, what tool, guys, I've used the Maxi-Cs. Well, I've only connected the Maxi-Cs on Monday after I got all the car back on to scan it and obviously see what was going on. I've used the Maxi-Cs. I had the laptop with Eister here purely for the diagrams, because obviously Eister gives me the diagrams straight away from the diagnostics. Eister D gives me the diagrams. It was the only reason why I had that laptop here. Other than that, I wouldn't need it, to be honest. There's many tools out there capable of reading BMWs, from Autologic to guys, it depends how deep you want to work on a BMW. There's different tools for that. For a Mercedes, guys, I said this many times, my first tool is the Maxi-Cs. It's the first one I pull out. Yes, the new T's as well, I could have done that, but I wanted to. T's online as well gives you diagrams, obviously, but once you get used to Eister, it's so easy to get to, because Eister kind of tells you with the measurement plans and stuff. It's so easy to get to diagrams. I just got it here because I don't know. I just decided to bring the laptop. So for Mercedes, once again, Maxi-Cs does a good job. There's other tools, and as you have seen as well, I have the Star, which obviously there's some videos coming, guys, where you're going to see why Star sometimes can be so helpful. Although the Maxi-Cs does the job, reads and tells me what the issue is, Star is just on another level. It helps you in a completely different level, guys. If you can afford it, go for it. Oh, thank you, Hussein. That's great. Great to know that I'm helping. Launch X431. The Star is expensive. Yes, it is. Guys, I don't know. I know the Launch probably can do stuff that the Maxi-Cs can't do, and the Maxi-Cs is able to do stuff that the Launch can't, and is never wrong to have more than a general scanner, because just as I said, some tools, they do stuff that the others don't. But I don't know if I'm gonna waste money on another tool that, you know, I'm pretty much covered. I would, if I would say, yes, I have all the tools I need for now, and I'm just gonna get a little bit more, you know, more stuff. But I have other tools on the list, guys, and there's other tools I want to get first before I get another generic tool scanner, tool reader, code reader, whatever. So I don't think I'm gonna spend money on another one for now. You have Launch. I never worked with the Launch, so I can't really comment, but like I said, use Maxi. Okay, Are you on Facebook? No, I'm not. I'm not on social media other than YouTube. I use both. Yeah. As I said, I only have these ones, so. Snap-on virus. Guys, I don't want to get here too personal, but I don't like Snap-on. I could have get hold of a Snap-on not long ago, and the main reason why I was considering to get that Snap-on was because of the 4-channel scope. But then I've started to think about how many times I actually needed to have a 4-channel scope. I have the scope, you know, guys. I have. It's a 2-channel only, but was only I don't know. Was only for me doing this as a part-time. Obviously, if I was doing this full-time, I might have to get a different scope. But for me doing this as a part-time, the amount of times I actually needed a 4-channel scope, or where a 4-channel scope would be handy, it was only a few times. So. And as I said, I don't really like Snap-on too much. I've worked with Snap-ons, and I don't know, was nothing there that, once again, I prefer to put the money towards other stuff that I want to get. So, Andrea was back to work. Have a rest, nice of day, guys. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, for Porsche, you need FUSES. Basically, that's full stop. There's not much more. There is, but I would get FUSES if I would have to work on too many Porsches. For BMWs, get Eister. Get Eister. You can't get wrong with that. The Star. Okay, my one cost me all setup because I didn't at the time. I was. If you remember, I got the tool for that Smart. I even said on the video, I used the Smart as an excuse to get that tool. And because I didn't want to have to go through the configuration and installation stuff, I got it all set up on that Toughbook laptop. And I paid just below £1,000 for it. That's how much I paid. But guys, to be honest with you, and I know I keep going back to the Maxi-Cs, I'm really happy with the Maxi-Cs, even for programming, coding. I've just done a 3 series. I haven't made a video for that though. But I just made a 3 series yesterday where someone was trying to take mileage off the car and damage the cars. Unfortunately, the cars was completely gone, and for other reasons I had to get a second cars. And I've done all the jobs in there with the Maxi-Cs, from changing VIMs, from coding. I got a second-hand cars, so I'm really happy with the Maxi-Cs, guys. It's a very, very good tool. I recommend. I do rate it very good. I do rate the tool very good. Like I said, I have only good experience. I keep making these videos about the tool. If there's anything I don't like about it, I will say on the videos. But so far so good. I haven't had any bad experience. But once again, guys, I do this as a part-time. Maybe if this was my main job and I'd be putting more stress on the tool, it might be that my opinion changed. Okay, let me go back. Wait, a tool for programming VAGs. Get Otis. get Otis. There's other tools out there though. Last time I checked, Maxis is not able to do that yet. It does coding though. It does all the coding, but not programming. Any links for the star? I have some videos where I put the link where I get some of my tools. No advertising at all. I always had very good experience with them, but it's always a risk, so it's up to you where you want to get it from. If I would go full time, yes I would. Definitely I would. Unfortunately, to get into this business on my own in my current situation is very, very risky, guys. Not disclosing too much, but you know, I have a mortgage, I have 2 daughters. It's very risky, guys. It's a big step to go full time like this on your own. Okay, my main job, I don't want to say too much, but I work on a factory basically. I go with you. Move to here, Igor. Right, I think, what's the time now? Oh, nearly 2 o'clock. Oh no, sorry, 1:30. Right, I'm starving, guys, and I need to go. I need to text the guy to pick up the car as well. So was really nice to be here with you guys. I don't know when is going to be my next live, because I don't usually do lives for repairs. Although I'm kind of get used to it, so who knows. But stay tuned, guys. Thanks so much for being on that side, for follow my channel. Don't forget to check my Patreon if you are interested on it. There's some good stuff there. There's all the videos in there that I've recorded up to now, except apart from 2 or 3 or something like that I'm still editing. But they are all there. Really some great videos. I think you can have access to them straight away. So check my Patreon, guys, and that's it. So with no further ado, guys, have a rest. Have a very good rest of day. Enjoy it. Stay safe. And see you next time.